Hey y'all, welcome back to Chasing Dreams Homestead. Mama Dreams, what are we doing?
Up too early.
So y'all, with the kids' sports schedules, we have not been able to work on this daggone room at all. Because we get up early, we go to work, we work all daggone day. And then as soon as we get off, we're taking kids to gyms here, there, and everywhere so that they can do their sports. So we're sacrificing, we're getting up earlier before work so we can get some work done. Right now, what we're doing is we're putting up the tar paper before we put our barnwood up. We've already started cutting some of the barnwood. We're going to put up the tar paper first. The reason for that is we already have a vapor barrier with the Tyvek, but that white Tyvek looks kind of weird through any kind of knots or uneven board edges and stuff. This is all barnwood. This is old. It's not going to necessarily be uniform edges. There's going to be knots. There's going to be holes. The white showing through just was not aesthetically pleasing. So we're going to use tar paper. Tar paper is black, so tar paper won't show a lot through any gaps in the boards. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to be working on that for a little bit this morning. We're going to continue to do that each morning throughout the rest of this week, and then we'll end this video as that stage of the remodel. Stay tuned.
So I've always wanted a very rustic room in the house. Honestly, I wanted a cabin, but when we were home shopping, the only cabin we found at the time using my VA loan, since I'm a veteran, was not approved by the VA inspector. He said it was too rustic and old. So since we're doing the addition, we're going to make this room very rustic. Behind that white Tyvek are vertical fairing strips that the last people anchored into our cinder block walls in order to be able to put the vinyl siding on. But since I'm going to do the barnwood going vertically, I need it to be on fairing strips that are horizontal. Everyone does barnwood walls horizontally. I wanted to do them a little bit different. All right, y'all, so we're back at it again. Got my helper turning on the lights so you can really see. Got the dill pickle and the Alex down there running the compound miter, or chop saw as us rednecks call it. Got the Genesis in here helping me put up boards. We're skinning some boards down and putting them up. Dylan, show them one of those ends we had to cut off. So let me show y'all what we're doing here. You see that nice, pretty grain and end? Very, very nice. Very, very nice wood. Yes. So, bring it on in, brother. So parts of this wood, y'all, is weather damaged and soft. This wood's been treated, so it's fine to put in the house. That's old stuff. It's old, inactive damage. But we're cutting it off, and obviously, for a wall, that's gonna be a lot of weird gaps. So the ones that are real funky like that, we're using the table saw here and giving them a straighter edge on the sides. This one here is still 17 inches. It was a 19-inch wide board, which is just insane. We had to cut some off of it, but I'll bring you over here and show you. Some people were like, dude, what's up with the black paper? So y'all, like I said before, we got that white stuff. That shows through big time behind stuff like these knots and this gap. But the black, not so much. Blends in, looks good. And we're getting our barnwood builders on. So stay tuned and keep watching. So projects like this are an awesome opportunity to teach your children skills that will help them throughout their lives and save them money in the long run if they can do the things themselves. Sometimes working with teenagers can be frustrating. Sometimes it can be very, very rewarding. At the end of the day, either way, I feel like it's a worthwhile thing to do, and I always encourage others to do projects with their children as well. All right, so the help is trying to get her lined up, but y'all, I gotta show you this. That's so cool, man. So we got the standard old school big blade sawmill marks, but this one's a crisscross, dude. Isn't that awesome? That's crazy, guys. So much character in this wood. Loving it. Loving it. And my hammer slinging helper there. Ideally, we would have this stuff being prepped in a shop, but we don't have a shop anymore because our garage burned down. So we're working in the space that we're working on, and it gets a little tight, but we're making it happen, and I think it's looking pretty daggum good. Since the moment we removed that big board from the barn, I knew I wanted it to be a focal point, so I didn't want it on the end of the wall. I wanted it dead center so it catches everyone's eye. It's just so uncommon to have such a wide piece of wood on a wall. I love it. Do that again. Woo! If you get your kids to help you out, don't just have them do the grunt work. Let them use the tools too, because that's how they're going to learn. Especially under your supervision, they'll learn safely.
Too big for these dudes.
Today, guys,
So we're
cutting this wood.
What are you gonna do?
Today, guy will cut this wood.
He's gonna cut some wood. All right. Gotta let y'all see the boys are helping out too. It ain't just Genesis in there. It's these wood cutting heroes out here running this chop saw, or compound miter saw for all you technical buffs. That's right. Get it, boy. Woohoo! Look at that beautiful man glitter coming out of that saw, y'all. So all we wanted to get done tonight was that corner. That way Mama Dreams could bring her hutch in out of the kitchen. It's not going to stay in here permanently, but we really wanted to get that corner done. And once we got over to that side wall, things started getting a little bit tricky for whatever reason. And maybe the kids were just done. I don't know, but we stuck with it. We got it wrapped up. Y'all check this out. My girl is strong. All right, so we're calling it for the night, y'all, but let's see what we got done so far. Janarius there has got some shelves. This won't be here permanently, but it's currently in the way. We're waiting on our wall to come down, and then we'll be able to move that to the right room. So that's where we're at so far. Had some frustrations and some arguing going on, and decided it's a good stopping point where things don't end up the way we want them to look. Sometimes it's best when you get frustrated to just stop, take a break, and come back to it. You got the Dr. Pepper fueled Alex over here. The boy runs on Dr. Pepper. Some people run on Dunkin's. He runs on Dr. Pepper. You got the dill pickle. And of course we got the Janarius that you guys seen on the film quite a bit. We got to figure out what's going on, y'all. I know it's getting dark. I think my old compound miter though is knocked out of whack somehow, because I gave the old dill pickle a specific measurement and we got a big old gap up there. But as you can see, it's more of a gap to the left than to the right. So I'm going to put the framing square on compound miter to make sure that it has not gotten out of whack somehow with all the moving and stuff that's been going on. But from way back here, it doesn't look that bad. And like Genesis said, when we put decorations on the wall, you won't really tell either. For me, it's just I know it's there, so I'm gonna try to fix it. What'd you say, babe?
It's not like a huge gap. Like standing over here, like it's not something that somebody's gonna be like, well, the workers notice it, so. Yeah,
the workers notice it. We take pride in our work around here, girl. Woo! All right, y'all. We'll get back with you shortly. Probably one night this week. We'll do a little more work on this thing, or one morning before work. Woohoo! What's going on, dreamers? Everybody doing all right? I just want to take a little moment to talk to you, check in, see how everybody's doing. We've been doing something I don't really like to do that I did a lot when I was young, and it didn't really seem to get me anywhere, but we've been burning the candle at both ends. So we've been ripping and running an awful lot, tying up a lot of time, but not being very productive, if that makes sense. It's life, and we understand that's how things go sometimes. But we're hopeful that within the next week, maybe 2 weeks, our neighbor, the contractor, will get that other part of the wall knocked out, because we wanted to remove a big section of the wall coming from the house out onto this porch. So once that's done, then we'll be able to do a lot more finish work. But Mama Dreams and the kids, you can't see it because of the way the camera is, but you've seen it in the video. Mama Dreams and the kids want to leave the ceiling rafters exposed. Originally, I myself, and I got the tin for it because we bought that barn that I'm tearing down, wanted to skin the ceiling with tin. I really like the way rusty tin looks with the patina it has. But they really like the exposed rafters. So we're going to leave it like that for now at least and see how that goes. But what we're going to do is we're going to paint them flat black. We're going to paint them flat black. We're going to put the foam insulation board up between every rafter so that there is some R value in the ceiling, because obviously you're going to lose a lot of heat through your ceiling if there's no insulation up there. So we're going to do that. I'm going to probably look for a really good deal on some thick foam board. I need to get some really thick foam board if it's going to make any kind of difference as far as insulating the room goes. But that's what we're going to do. That's our plan. It kind of does make the room feel bigger, and Mama Dreams has that really big Christmas tree that my buddy at Walmart got me, like dirt cheap. It was a display tree. I think it's like a 9-something foot tree. And I was walking through Walmart one day. He was like, "Hey, come here." He's like, "You're always in here. I got something for you." And he walked me over there and he was like, "You want that tree?" I was like, "It's like $700. I don't think so, buddy." He was like, $25, you can have it. I was like, sold. And miraculously, it was the only Christmas tree that wasn't in the garage, because we didn't have a tree bag for it yet, so it was still in the box, and we had it inside. So even though the garage burned down and we lost lots of Christmas trees and lots of Christmas decorations, we still had that one big tree that we were never able to put up in the house. But now that we've started this addition, we're able to put it up. So that's pretty exciting, and I understand why they want to leave it open. That way they can get that in there. And I'm getting more and more partial to it, y'all. But I just encourage everyone to do projects with your family, because it is ideal that projects go smooth and that everyone's getting along and everyone's having fun. But when there's bad moments, that's okay too. Those are learning opportunities. Those are ways to teach your children to work through conflict, because we all know when you're in a workplace, you're definitely going to deal with conflict at one point or another. So that really works well. I'm not going to throw the bus over any of the particular kids, but I sat down and had a really heart-to-heart with one of the kids last night, because for whatever reason, they just weren't really feeling doing the project. And we just talked, you know, it was good. We both just really heard each other and spent some time talking, and hopefully moving forward, that will help their perspective and their outlook. You know how it is. You feel like sometimes all you do is work, but you totally forget all the fun you have also. And that's kind of where teenagers get sometimes. And I remember it myself. I'm sure others can relate. When you're a teenager, you want everything, you want it now. And a lot of times you're just frustrated. So that's where the scenario was yesterday. But that's where the scenario was, you know, one of the kids was frustrated because they wanted everything right now, and it's not how life works. This has definitely been a season of teaching us patience, because it took so long for the insurance to do their thing. we're way back on the Amish's list as far as building us a pole barn garage so that we can get all these tools and clutter out of the house. Right now the house is doubling as our house and our garage, which is really, really like, it messes with your energy and your feng shui when you walk in and you're just like, tools. Because I've had to start getting tools again to work on the projects, but I've got no garage to put them in. And we didn't want to have to wait and get tools once we had a garage, because that's going to put this project way back further off. You know, we want this thing to be done well before summer so we can really enjoy it, you know. It's life, and it's okay. It's all part of the journey. But one last thing before I hop off here, I'm going to end this video with some super fun pictures of Genesis. I love when the kids grab my phone and make silly pictures, because I like to plug them into these videos, and at the end of the day, when they look back on these videos, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that on Dad's phone. But one last thing. Y'all, I really hope to see a ton of y'all the end of June at the Homesteaders Homecoming. I apologize, I got tongue-tied. It's still relatively early. But I hope to see a ton of y'all at the end of June. It's a 3-day event. We're going to have camping. We're going to have lots of demos. We're going to have lots of fun and lots of opportunity to fellowship and network and just make friends. So if you need information on that and you hadn't heard about it, reach out to us, chasingdreamshomestead@gmail.com, and we will load you up with information on it. As always, till next time, keep dreaming.